Welcome to Handle with Care, a program for all those touched by the experiences that affect the everyday lives of persons living with illness, impairments, and disabilities. This show shares advice on how we all can live our best lives despite health issues that affect us. You ask the questions, and we find the answers. Your host, Telmiko Ransom Smith, is an educator, developmentalist, advocate, mother of children with disabilities, and the author of the children's book, Through Pumpkin's Eyes. Now here's your host, Telmiko.
Hello and welcome to Handle with Care. We are here with Harry Stern from Kennesaw State University, and you are going to share with us some interesting information about an awesome program that you guys have right here in the state of Georgia for students with special needs. So let's start by telling us the name of the program and what you guys do.
It's a program that is lodged in the Wellstar College of Health and Human Services. It's called the Academy for Inclusive Learning and Social Growth, and it is a program that is now just about completing its third year.
And you guys started this program to help students with special learning needs. Tell me, why is that something that's important for the state of Georgia?
Well, at this point, the state is responsible for a student until the age of 22, until he or she reaches the age of 22, after which the horizon is completely limited for opportunities for students with intellectual developmental disabilities. What was brought to us was an option by a worker in the field who came with an idea and a vision for, can we at Kennesaw State University create the only post-secondary educational opportunity for people with intellectual disabilities in the state? What does that mean? It means that, for the most part, students who have been successful in completing their high school experience have been told from the time that they're in primary school not to even anticipate an option of college. It's not available, you'll never make it, it won't happen. Most of that is done with the best of intentions to direct people to pursue opportunities that may be more suitable for what this advisor has thought that they're capable of. We thought that somewhat different. We thought if we raise the expectation bar for persons with disabilities, they will do more than we can possibly imagine to not only reach those expectations, but supersede them and really exceed them. So we really have offered that opportunity. So what we did was we went to the university and we asked them that despite the fact that we're in difficult financial straits, despite the fact that classes are overburdened and quite crowded, we were going to ask for initially 3 spaces set aside for students with intellectual disabilities. And I'll tell you a little bit about the program.
When you are talking about the type of student that comes into your program, describe to us what the capabilities of those students generally are that you accept into your program.
But for the most part, what is measurable is that we expect at least a 3rd grade to 4th grade reading level, that we expect the student himself or herself to tell us that they're interested in college, that they want to experience a college, and usually in too many instances it's the parent that wants to open that opportunity up to the student, and the student is sort of has a laissez-faire attitude, but we're really basically saying, we want to hear from you, student. Is this something of interest to you? And the ability to do some abstract reasoning and to conform to behavioral norms within the institution. That's basically it.
When this student comes to you, we know that a large number of students that graduate out of the high school setting typically graduate with a certificate of attendance. They don't graduate with sort of a full high school diploma. So the student that comes out of the special education program with a certificate of attendance, are they able to apply to your program?
Yes, because the classes that they take are classes that are audited. They're not for credit yet. The university has hinted that because of the immense initial success that we've had in our first 3 years, that this is something that we may think about down the road a bit. But right now, the program is a 2-year certificate program. They come to audit 2 classes per semester. And at the end of the 2-year period, we give them a certificate from the Wellstar College of Health and Human Services, endorsed by Kennesaw State University.
So tell us what your program looks like. Lay out the program for us.
Initially, the students go through the same initial screening process that most people do, that all typical students do. They're interviewed by our staff. Their parents and they have to register for classes. For the first semester, they take 2 classes that all typical students take. Orientation classes, they sit side by side with typical students. After that, the second semester, additionally, they take they take classes that other students will take as well, typical students. Toward the middle of the first year, we start to discuss with them at some depth what their aspirations are. No one's ever asked them, vocationally, where you want to go with your career, what's your vision for what you want to do. And based on their aspirations and their description of those aspirations, we model the second-year classes on those. So it's sort of elective classes, if you will, that they take. Again, auditing those classes, but all of those geared toward focusing them on a vocation and a profession.
When they are going through your program, they sort of have an opportunity to declare an area of study. Is that how it works?
Toward the end of the first year, yes, they declare an area of study, but they declare it basically to us because they're not for-credit students. They're not going to receive a typical 4-year KSU degree yet, and so they declare it to us, and we sort of sculpt the second-year programs according to their desires and aspirations.
So, for instance, if you have a student that comes into your program and they are interested in education or they're interested in architecture, they can audit classes that will gear them or give them the experience of learning about those particular subject matters?
The short answer to that is yes. We have students who have taken classes in our Bagwell College of Education in early childhood education. Why? Because she said that she was interested in early childhood education. We have students who are taking art classes who have a fantastic ability to sing and are singing in the chorus right now, and they are interested in a career in show business. So we're trying to go with those requests and those desires on their part. But that's a great segue for me into the incredible sort of open arms atmosphere within the university, that there isn't a professor that has said to us, I'm not going to give up a seat in my class for an auditing student, and I'm not going to take upon myself the additional challenge of having a special needs student within my class. It's been an extraordinarily inviting and accepting environment.
As they are experiencing the college environment, do they have an opportunity to live on campus, or do they generally live at home, or how is that experience?
Initially, in the first year, we did not get any requests. We started with 3 students on an experimental pilot basis. The second year was 10 students. We're now about to accept 16 students in August of this year. Initially, we did not apply for student housing. The resident dean, the dean of residence, was extremely open and said, when you're ready, you let me know. Well, we said for year 2, we applied. And although there was some initial resistance from the Board of Regents, I must say, our university basically accepted the challenge and made as many rooms available as our students wanted. Our whole inclusive atmosphere and inclusive philosophy made it that we did not want special wings, special classes. The students were able now to live on the campus and do so at their own free will. And they select partners for sharing their dorms that they want. So there's no special dorm rooms, there's no special wing, there's no special treatment. Parents have to register in the same way that any other parent does. If they register late, they're out of luck.
Well, that's awesome. That is awesome. So tell me what's some of the feedback that you're getting from the students who are participating in your program?
It's uniformly positive. We basically test feedback mechanisms in a variety of different places. Number one, the most important feedback for us is the student themselves. We meet with them every morning. They have typical student mentors that are assigned to them who, if necessary, during the first week, help them navigate the campus. It's a big campus and a growing campus. Navigate the campus, even if necessary, sit side by side with them in classroom for a couple of times until they feel sufficiently comfortable. But the students themselves, our students, the academy students, have been able to, I only wish that they could write the text for our website, have been incredibly complimentary, talked about their own personal growth, talked about how they had never thought that they would have an opportunity to go to college. Perhaps even more impressive is that the typical student, the now 24,000 other students, many of them have been surveyed as well. And about close to 90% of those respondents have said that they feel that our students enrich the classroom, enrich the environment. Some faculty members who have been surveyed as well have said they only wish that their student body, their typical student body, took studying as seriously as our students do. So all in all, from the president of the university through the provost of the university, in particular our dean, right down to the faculty and all the staff members, it's been incredibly supportive, incredibly supportive.
You also have a job shadowing program.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit about that.
The real measurement of success of this program ultimately is going to be, as a state representative recently said, the downstream phenomenon. What's going to happen when the students go through the 2-year process, and where do they go? What happens? We're never satisfied, and our philosophy is that the satisfaction will come only when the student receives a position that is better than the position that he or she would have received without their post-secondary educational opportunity, and with a greater salary. And most statistics of programs that are similar to ours across the country show that up to 70% salary increase for persons with post-secondary educational opportunity. So we start early. We job shadow. We have our students taking probably 12 different positions across the campus. Our mentors will be with them. The managers of the bookstore, the gymnasium, the fitness center, they will guide our students on different elements of being successful in the workplace. And that then can lead to a paid job on campus. A number of our students have paid jobs on campus, preparing them for the world of work that we're going to help usher them into upon completion of the 2-year program.
Wow, that is awesome. So they get
Thanks.
on-the-job training, sort of an apprenticeship program.
An apprenticeship program, right.
And that prepares them to go into the workforce. And you're seeing 70% increase in
salary.
Wow.
Yes, that's what the statistics show. And, you know, there's a sort of the mothership, if you will, of these inclusive education programs is University of Massachusetts. They do statistics. They receive funding, federal and other funding, to perform different analyses of how these programs affect both the self-esteem, self-evaluation, and employment options for our students with intellectual disabilities around the country. Their cumulative statistics have shown that up to 70% salary increase can be expected.
You're the only program in the state of Georgia that offers this type of academic opportunity. Where are some of the other opportunities like this across the country? Are there others?
There are maps, actually, that have dots at various states. Those dots are heavily concentrated in Massachusetts, where Teddy Kennedy made sure prior to his unfortunate departure from our